All right. The thing has been hit. Oh, oh, be wary. Things may get scary, or even a wee bit, dare I say, evil. Fizz, what say you?
I know I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
Oh, we're back here. As, yes, from our friends at OpenAI, a real quick upload and cross-reference of some of my Fizz data. I'm like, what can you do? Let me see. Let me introduce some rudimentary components here. All right, what do we have here? Load. You know you want to. Oh, okay. I'm a very simple dude on the internet. As we know, I simply upload a picture of Fizz, the first one that comes up. Can you please take this picture of my co-host Fizz, the Celestial Wolf Girl, make her into an evil Fizz picture? I'm like, oh, can you make landscape mode? And that's how we got here. And, well, apparently, Fizz, you've sprouted wings!
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Have you entered the evil Fizz arc now? Is this
Not
where we're
yet.
going?
Not yet. And technically, the evil Fizz arc, there will be no wings. But I was looking through my accessories that are already loaded, and I was like, what do I have that's like... I got horns up in here, too, that are also not canon. There's my Halloween costume that I really like, so I'll probably bring back.
See, I always forget that you have all these different Monster Girl accessories and stuff like that. It's like, you got wings, you got like an otaku costume, or whatever that crazy fuzzy thing was.
Yeah.
You got those, you got the horns and everything. But, okay, so there's actually a reason for this all, is because, where is it? Okay, so we're going to go into this because I realized something with the internet that I think everybody already knew. And it was this simple thing the other day. I went onto the Twitters because, well, it's obviously what we internet cultured people do. And I noticed I started getting a lot of traction over a comment I had. And as you can see, the comment
Oh, no.
is quote super dick. And I'm like, wait. I think this explains a lot of Twitter because this dude, he posted on here, and what he was like, he's like, evil Superman would be way more interesting if instead of killing people, he just did mischievous shit like this. Like, all right, it's a nice day. He just blows, makes it cloudy. Everyone fucking hates him and stuff. I'm like, wow. And then he's going around. He just tears up like the bridge on the highway, turns it into there. He's like, oh, I'm done there. Oh, enjoy it. Everyone's like, what the heck are you doing? You're going around, and literally, what's the worst thing that you could do? It's like, all right.
Not killing
You got a little
people,
girl.
but extremely inconveniencing everyone.
Oh my god, so that's why I'm just like, alright, what if Superman, rather than saving the cat from a tree, literally takes the cat from the little girl and puts it in the tree. She just starts crying and stuff. And my response is, I'm like, oh, well, he's a super dick.
Yeah.
And I think this is my most engaged post on Twitter ever.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
all right,
Out of
so it's like,
context,
all right,
it's
20,
just
like
a
27,000 views. I'm like, I feel like this explains a lot. So that's why I kind of got up to the point. I'm like, well, a lot of people try really hard. A lot of people want to do a lot of really good things on the internet, and the internet breaks a lot of people. That's just my observation from what I've seen. Just I see it again and again, no matter if I get really, really into something. And then sometimes you start to get a little bit edgier. And then you realize you get more traction. And you get a bit more edgy. And you get a bit more edgy. And then maybe you get banned. And you complain about how you're totally a victim of being banned for all these things. And you may totally be a victim. And then you come back and then you laugh at other people saying, oh, look at them playing the victim. Ha 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 ha. And I'm just like, huh. So there's one thing we've learned. It appears the internet rewards being a dick.
Oh yeah, I'm a hypocrite. Or it takes
Yeah,
being a hypocrite most of the time if you want that clout, man. You want that clout, you gotta throw morals out the window.
oh, I really, I mean, I've been hearing people talk more and more about that recently. I've heard people discuss it before, but I notice more and more folks among different groups that may continue to or previously exist that people are like, oh my God, look at all these things going on. Are you all right, Fizz? You appear to be having some sort of conjunctivitis or something. I'm
Oh,
not a doctor.
I was looking down at something.
Ah, okay. But well, that's the thing. I notice all these different folks arguing over this and that, and then I see the arguing, and then of course nobody would ever disagree on the internet. So what do? It's like I know some of those people. It's like so and so now they're, let's say, they're a woke, they're a fascist, they're an Nazi, an ist,
Yep.
this, that.
Whatever buzzword fits whatever side you're on. Or against.
Yeah. It's crazy because it's like I still remember the time where people were saying, "Oh, look at these SJW tactics, blah blah blah," and then it goes around, and I'm like, "Wait a second! Now I see people celebrating using SJW tactics because they're effective." I'm like, "Oh, nobody could have seen this coming."
Right? What you get is the people that are like, if you use their tactics against them, you're no better than them. And then you get the people that are, we should use their tactics against them so they can see what they've been doing to people and experience and be on that end and experience what the reaping, basically what they were sowing.
See, that's I hear those things, and it's like a lot of it comes down to like nobody has a great. It's kind of like if you're trying to like, let's have a discussion or debate or whatever about consciousness. It's like, unless you state that unequivocally what the heck you're talking about consciousness at the beginning of something, and even still, you're still probably going to be talking past each other. Because it ultimately, anytime I see this happen, it's like, well, what happened? Oh, somebody did something. It goes beyond the pale. Why? Very often you have things like, oh, they were doxing. I'm like, what did they do? Well, so-and-so shared this. So was it that person? Nobody. Okay. Well, that reminded me of the great age-old question brought to us by Hootie the Owl. How many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop? AKA, how many clicks does it take to equal doxing?
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
people are like, well, it's publicly out there. Oh, you're highlighting it, blah, blah, blah. I see folks. And then I've heard other folks that literally, a lot of folks that may agree, they're like, well, in this particular thing, that's what I consider doxing. And it's like, I'm sorry, Fizz, I cut you off.
I was going to say, at least the majority, like, of any side on the internet, most of them will at least agree that is bad. But then whoever the target is, you're going to have the people that are like outraged and the people that are like, yeah, that sucks. I don't condone it, but fuck that guy in particular.
Yeah, exactly. No, see, it's a broad distribution. It's kind of like some folks, it's like they were actively engaging in it. And then you have the other folks that are like, I don't condone that, but I don't like that person, so I ain't going to say a dang thing, even if I say I'm not for this thing, F that person. And then you have other folks that are just honest, and they're like, yeah, I don't like that, but F that person anyway. It's a broad distribution. It's almost like
but for the most part, the general consensus is you don't do that. No matter what you're bickering about, you don't do that. You don't swat. You don't, which doxing can sometimes lead to, which is, bad. And it leads to messing with people's family members. And it's like, yeah, that's going way too far. And most will agree that's going way too far over bickering over some opinions on the internet. However, getting people fired from their prospective employment does not seem to be considered too far. And also, looking up people's place of employment is not considered doxing either. So, They kind of pick and choose the rules a little bit there.
Wait. Are you implying that some people might move the proverbial goalpost, Fizz?
They just give it different names.
Oh, I mean that makes sense. You don't want to use the same thing that you criticize other folks with. You need to change the words around. It's kind of like if you're going to use SJW tactics because F those SJWs, and you become an SJW yourself, and people start pointing that out, you might stop using the term SJW. Is it just me, or have I not heard the term SJW for a while? It's just like woke.
Yeah, it's gotten replaced with
woke.
It's gotten replaced with woke. It's shorter. Woke is shorter.
It's so, oh my God, it's just so, I don't know. Now, I am not a YouTube MBA person. I do not have a master's in business administration like somebody like the Quartering. But I'm just like, something, lawsuit, woke. I'm just like, wow, it's amazing. And like, it works. It works. Hey, I mean, what am I going to say? It's like, you're saying the thing, you're doing it obvious. It's literally cookie cutter, just business 101. You have a little model, you say this all the time. And my thing is, again, hey, if you're going to do that, that's fine. I'm just waiting for folks to say, no. Mr. Zuckerberg, how dare you mind control all of our children with all this influence and everything, and a lot of the influencers going back to doing the exact same that they're exploiting the use of. I mean, creative use of game mechanics. That's what we call it when we de-eyed Razor Gore.
Oh, man. I completely forgot that there are other uses of that damn word. Exploits! Yes! I remember finding some in Halo. Some good ones in Halo.
See, I usually only, for Halo, I loved Halo. I just love playing it co-op with my buddy and stuff like that, just because you're going there and like they had all the good cuts. I literally went back and like watched, I think, like 5 hours of the Halo cutscenes from like some of the original and other ones that I didn't play, just because they were great cutscenes and everything. I'm like, did they make a movie or a show or something like that? I heard the show was kind of like lackluster, and people were like, and I'm like,
oh, like an
actual just watch
show?
the cutscenes.
They made an actual show. It's weird because you hear a thing, hype starts to build, and you don't hear about it ever again. And the reason you don't hear about it ever again isn't because it never ended up existing. It's because it ended up sucking so bad that the entire community decided to memory wipe it and pretend it never happened.
Now, well, see, Fizz, I feel like it goes both ways for that. Because, like, I remember, I think Netflix did a Halo thing a few years back. And I think I watched, like, the first 5-6 minutes of this. I'm like, I don't see Master Chief at all. This seems too far removed. It feels like you just kind of threw, like, the Halo brand name over kind of a generic thing. So I just stopped watching. And then I heard they did another one, and Master Chief takes his helmet off. And to be fair, I think at the end of, 3 or whatever, I think he took it off for, like, a moment. You see, like, part of his upper thing in there. And it's like, well, that was part of the groove about Master Chief. It's like, it's kind of mysterious. It's like some of the Mandalorians. It's like, that's kind of in there. It's like, you're adding the mystery. Now, whatever actor, maybe they don't get all the face time or stuff like that. But it's like, dude, I go back to, what was it? Freaking like some of the Godzilla shorts that they freaking did for the 70th anniversary. You got a guy in like a Jet Jaguar suit, literally just a robot there. And I'm like, the amount of communication that dude man did, like while fighting a freaking full-on Godzilla Final Wars other dude in a suit. Dude, they communicate so much stuff. Was some of it kind of goofy? Could you see part of the suit as Godzilla's roaring and doing stuff like that? I'm like, yeah, was it a bit goofy? Yes. But it paid homage to, I'm like, dude, if I was in a Godzilla Final War suit, I would have roared just like exactly you did. You were connecting with every little bit of like me and other folks and little kids of what we would have wanted to see if we were battling somebody in a Godzilla suit. It was absolutely fantastic there. And like, did you need to do all this? It's like just a freaking robot. You just change the angle. It's like you're telling a story and everything. And it's like, my thing is, could I criticize that? Sure, I can criticize that. Am I going to say, oh my God, this is a complete and utter subversion of our nerd culture and everything from all the Build-A-Bear burger workshops or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm just like, could they have just done kind of a crummy job? I don't know. Personally, I feel like a lot of the things that you see with people arguing over the internet, I assume the same broad distribution of folks of different persuasions and personalities. So I'm like, what if what we see happening online is actually happening in some of these different production studios? I mean, it's not like that would F up and we get really underwhelming products and stuff like that because people are constantly trying to self-sabotage each other's things and everything. God, that would be a terrible story. Ugh.
I'm pretty sure the quality of the crap coming out indicates that is exactly what is happening.
I don't want to think that's... It seems like it would be an obvious thing, but you don't hear it because a lot of times, well, people have NDAs and stuff like that. But then I listen to somebody like Script Doctor and stuff like that, and it's like that's one of the reasons. It's like he has written scripts for different things within the greater Hollywood and entertainment industry and stuff like that. But I also listen to him because like I feel like he gives pretty objective analysis. Does he have his own biases? Sure, but like he'll often caveat. He's like, "This is my opinion. This is what I know." It's like, oh my God, how dare you actually like talk about things in an objective? And I kind of inquired about that. He's like, yeah, I think some of that's going on. And I'm like, oh God.
Oh, yeah.
It's between petty things like that, and I really don't want the reason why the sequel Star Wars trilogy, we missed out on the EU because somebody maybe... Listen, if you have extended universe thing that a lot of folks like, if you want to go into the whole, it's like we'd like to see like a strong feminine lead to get like more gals into Star Wars, which I mean like makes it. I don't know. Didn't you have Jada Skywalker? Oh my God! Wait, with the EU, the most powerful entity in the entire extended universe, not a dude.
Yep. Disney didn't want to pay for the extended universe, and they were like, we already have our own idea anyway, so they did not pay for the extended universe and decided to make up their own crap.
But they almost try to rip it off and then just rehash a lot of the old things, and I'm like,
yep.
Wait a second, you made the same mistake that the DC made. It's like, if you're going to rip off the successful MCU, you rip it off full bore. You use the exact same model. You have your own IPs. Go for it there. I really don't want to think that the person in charge of that...
You cannot half-ass this kind of shit because it shows. You've got to whole-ass it.
Well, that's the thing. If you don't go full ass on it, it's like, hey, German. Like if I join my...
Do not bother to half-ass.
I really am curious. And again, I'm sure maybe it'll come out later. I'm not looking to pry or anything. But I don't want to pause it. As somebody that worked in corporate America and saw what incentives did to people, I'm just like, wait a second. It's not like there was a dude or maybe a couple of folks that were like, we could license the EU, but that would add to the expense of this project, and we might miss out on our bonus. So we can't do that. So let's just go with this instead. So instead of potentially paying and incurring an expense, because you pay for the licensing, rather than pay for that licensing and have literally 100 years worth of established content that you could have built the entire Star Wars universe, where you would have had a whole bunch of hardcore...
people are dying to see come to the big screen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They could have found plenty of chicks there that everybody would have been hyped to see.
Oh, that's the thing. I'm like, you just had such a mess. See, that's my biggest gripe with that, because I would have liked to see some of that stuff. That's one of the reasons why I personally happen to like the Clone Wars, the animated series and stuff like that, just because like they filled in some of the gaps. Like, well, what did happen with Master Sifo Dyas and stuff like that? And I felt like they brought it out. Now, some folks, they're not fans, and that's totally fine. But like, it was presented in a way that I happen to like. Now, to be fair, I think around the time that maybe some properties changed hands, it seemed to dip down. It did have a mall arc that seemed to get better. And I still actually haven't finished watching it yet. But that was my take on that. So let's get back to some of the evil, sinister stuff, shall we?
I think it's appropriate that this is themed about evil and we started talking about Star Wars. Disney, Star Wars. Disney.
All the evil.
Evil.
I still have it. See, my thing is, I don't know. It's like, for me, it's, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff is, number one, they should have explained more. They had a lot of missed opportunities. And then Tom Connor is doing that freaking what was it? The Luke the space cow Luke meme. I think he was the one that did that. That drove so many people crazy. That got so many people big mad about that and everything. And I look at that, I'm like, oh, is that the birth of the Phantom Menace? Part 2 or the sequels?
It is called The Rebellion now.
I like Jay. I sit back and I'm like, I saw him address the whole rebellion thing. Because I'm sitting there, I'm like, now you can totally do that, but it's not like there's a politically charged atmosphere. It's not like you hang around with a lot of folks that tend to get fairly political, that may inject some politics into some of the nerd culture and stuff like that. And I'm like, nobody would ever take that as an act of potentially inciting open rebellion. He did address it on his Jaywalking the Planet channel.
Wait, what would they openly? People are thinking that the rebellion.
I don't. No. See, I don't know. I don't. My thing is, I just look at the memetics of it all, and I'm like, okay. Now, the thing is, if you're just saying like this is a consumer revolt and everything, totally fine. You want to organize, you can do that. I'm just saying that don't be as surprised if some folks that might be becoming part of the rebellion may do some things that might not portray the rest of the fellowship or whatever you want to call it all that well. Just
that's gonna happen no matter what you name your group. That's gonna happen with any group. I honestly like the name Phantom Menace so much more. It is so cute. But mostly it's just people rallying behind an idea. People with similar opinion on a thing. Especially in this case, people diehard fans of a thing and hold similar opinion about said thing. Banding together mostly, to hang out with each other.
That's one of the things, and that was something that I learned playing freaking World of Warcraft and stuff like that. Like, until I hopped on like an old school TeamSpeak server or like a Ventrilo and stuff, you actually just bantering around with other folks. It's like, honestly, I just would have quit the game. It wasn't that fun. As soon as you actually had some camaraderie, even if you're wiping and stuff, as long as you're with people you enjoy spending time with, it gets better. And then, like many other things, it's like, I want to progress to more content. Oh, maybe I've outgrown. Some folks will do the guild hopping thing. It's like, I didn't really like to hop that much. I think I went through, what was it? Like I went through like maybe 3 guilds from vanilla to completing Naxxramas back in OG WoW. I think I was in the Gnomish Mafia, just because it was a cool thing and didn't really do much back in the day. And I think I joined Lost Soldiers. And then I ended up basically joining Eternals, which had most things on farm at that point. Oh, they were fighting the 4 Horsemen. They required 1 mage. Of all the mages that applied on the server, it was me and some other dude. I found out through the grapevine by one of the leaders back in the day. It's like, yeah, when you were doing, we chose you because like when you were doing DPS rather than chugging mana potions and stuff like that, you would deal as much damage as possible. Pull aggro, chug a limited invulnerability potion, which made you immune to physical damage for 6 seconds. So all the mobs that would normally instantly kill me, I would just run into Arcane Explosion, let the tank grab aggro again, and wipe them out before I was usually killed. They're like, yeah, you were a crazy mofo, so like that's why we chose you. It's like cool, but yeah, Jeremy. Well, see, that's one of the things. It's like I very often am not a big hashtag person. I almost consider doing the whole thing because I met a lot of really cool folks there. Like a lot of folks, because like what I did is a lot of times I heard folks saying it's like, oh, look at these bad actors or these folks saying hateful things. So I'm like, all right, let me go back to some of these comments they had. And I went through, and would there occasionally be like, edgy or straight up hateful things? Sure. Statistically, there will be there. Most of the folks that I knew, that I interacted with, they were giving fair criticism. So that's why, and it's the same, like, even like with a greater, like, Comicsgate like community, like Comicsgate. I mean, I think that thing's been going on for longer than that, but I mean, then again, well, Comicsgate has kind of been an eternal dumpster fire, like Twitter in general. But I think that's the nature of social media there. But I mean, at least for the Comicsgate thing, it's like you had people producing things. Like people were like actually making like physical media and stuff like that, actually putting stuff out there. And some folks, again, like you were saying, a lot of folks just want to be part of something, just being able to, what is it, like the whole Cheers meme? It's like, where everybody knows your name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, oh, I mean, those are the days. People would talk, people would share. And I heard some great discussions there. God, I still remember, what was it? I freaking like Drunk 3PO and then Abu Nas and stuff like that. They're talking about like Darth Plagueis and stuff like that. I'm like, I just listened to the Star Wars theory on like some of the history of Darth Plagueis. That dude was insane. Darth Sidious was trying to murder him, and he just like sleeping there, and all of a sudden like, he just starts laughing and stuff like that. It's like, what the hell? The type of Sith is this? I wanted to know more. So like, no, those are the things that get people engaged and stuff like that. Like, because I do like that universe. I do like a lot of stuff there and everything. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually probably a good thing I did spend more time there, because if I kind of got more invested in that, I'd probably just be doing some of that stuff. I'd probably have a larger channel and everything. And I mean, that would be cool. But then again, I wouldn't have gone down the path where I am due to a confluence of events. May not have met you, and may not have all of a sudden joined a monastery because reasons.
It's like math camp on steroids.
Does he? Oh my god, you have no idea. You want to see math camp on steroids? Literally, I never knew that I would actually enjoy getting up and doing like 3 hours of maths a day. So let's see what we got here. Oh god, I'll just do it this way. All right. Maths.
Oh my god! Why? Yeah. Holy crap!
No, well, the crazy thing is, no, I never understood math back in the day. Like, I still like
really
a lot of this. The only reason I learned it is because everything we would learn, we'd start to go over. It's like, oh my god, this is relevant, like for what we're doing and stuff like this. Like this crazy thing. I need to focus.
Wow.
Yeah. So like that crazy thing there, like that's the Octonian logic table. That's like the logic table for like 8 dimensions, or I think 8 minus 1 or something. And it's like this is relevant to like all the stuff we're like. It goes on and on, my friend. Oh yeah. And there's more.
Oh, dude, as long as you're enjoying yourself, man. Like, Piper and I guess both, we, math by itself, other than, you know, what you need to, like, function in society, like, outside of that, it's like a pile of scribbles, almost. Mm-hmm. But in science classes, you can probably put the same math problems and they make sense. It's weird. Well,
you're putting it in like a reference frame or something like this. It's like, let's suppose I piss off Piper because that's something I'm good at. All right. So Piper strikes with her forearm. That we'll say is 5 kilograms. Oh god, I'm gonna get in trouble. All right, she strikes with 5 kilograms.
You're lucky that she hasn't completely converted her brain to metric yet.
I know. I was just guessing and I might estimate. Okay, so all right, Piper strikes me in the face because I'm a dummy. It's going like what was it, 20 meters a second. You got 10 kilograms. All right, 10 kilograms times 20. It's like, all right, that's a whole bunch. Basically, you can do all the maths there, and then it's I get a black eye because reasons. Then getting hit with the sunglasses also pinches. But it's one of those things. It's a relative thing. Like as soon as you have a reason, like I never understood math like halfway through the 6th grade. But oh wow, there's a request. An evil.
Maybe she comes back evil next season of Cotton Council. I wonder what evil. How do you make her evil? She's already.
I mean,
she's already
teeth
mean.
Sinister eyes. I realize she's a Fyzz gig, but she does look an awful lot like a critter from Critters.
Yeah, there's kind of a mix in there. Especially since her legs are not like Fyzz gig legs at all. You know, she has back legs for some reason.
Does she?
Yeah, her hole's not up her butt either.
Oh, well, I mean, that's how you did. Well, we'll leave that be for now.
But yeah, G-Iggity.
Papa loves G-Iggity.
G-Iggity's already mean. I don't know how to make her evil. I already did the eyes thing, and they didn't even stay on good. And I don't want to make permanent alterations to her. The only other idea would be making a whole nother puppet to be evil G-Iggity. And, well, the current G-Iggity was a gift already. I don't think I can afford to actually commission a evil G-Iggity puppet.
I feel like maybe you could give her a very poorly made mask. Because it's not like somebody would just throw on a mask and then pretend to be somebody else, even if they're wearing the same getup or anything. I mean, that would never happen.
Oh, I've got it! Give her a mustache.
My mind was kind of going through there. I'm just like, what could you do? I'm like, well, a dick dastardly mustache.
Stick a little mustache on there. She's G-Iggity's evil twin. little goatee. Twirly mustache.
I'm not sure what Papa thinks, but I mean that's how I imagine she would become evil. It's just how. Just okay, Papa's all right. So
that's the easiest way is go cheesy and just put like little evil twirly mustache, fake mustache on there.
But is that not how stereotypically we defined an evil villain? How can we tell they were evil? Well, look at their mustache. I mean, they're obviously
they all have the same facial hair.
They're either the villain, they're some swashbuckling, neutral, shifting type creature, or maybe they're French.
Yeah.
I apologize to my
I mean, that goes
French
along
friends.
with yeah, I was gonna say because you didn't even have to specify French. I thought you already mentioned evil, so.
No. I have no idea why my mind associates that. And no, see, I thought that, and then I reference checked somewhere else in my head if that made any sense. And so I went back to the Godzilla or Zilla 1998, and I feel like the French agent there may have actually had a mustache. So that was enough confirmation for me to actually say it.
Yeah, little snidely with flash mustache. Yeah.
I mean,
but still,
it's the easiest.
She can still be a girl puppet though. It's just the mustache signifies that she's evil or an evil twin.
Ah, yes. We obviously virtue signaling actual virtue here through facial hair. It's sad. It is kind of true. No, there is facial hair discrimination. I say this as well, as somebody that before, like when I would go to the gym, I would notice it's like if I had like a full-on beard, I'm gonna make eye contact, nod at somebody. Very little eye contact. I shave. Higher percentage of eye contact with folks and actually nodding and acknowledging someone exists. I feel like at least that's something up here. People kind of look away. Now that may depend on kind of where you're living. I'm kind of on a coast here. I feel like if I'm on the mountains, you see more people frequently with beards. That might be the person you turn to if something terrible happens because they're the person to save you on the side of the road. Oh no. Oh no, it begins.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
So we're at this point again. I apologize to all my French and French-related viewers. Thank you for the fries. I am so going to hell. Good to see you, French Amy's. Wow!
Welcome to the fries.
The crazy thing is, French ABC has actually existed for a good period of time. The sheer fact that they just pop in here right now, I'm like, the reason why I know that is because literally that is one of the old school Fandom Menace trolls that literally Thomas was even talking about back with the Gate of Menace from like 2 years ago. So, wow, this runs deep. Thank you for the fries. God. Yes. This is why I can never go into politics because it's like, how will you affect our European relations and stuff like that? And then they play that thing in France, and it's so few people actually speak French. Nobody ever knows what goes on in France and the politics because nobody can quite fully translate it as well. And it's like, oh, what's going on here? And I don't know. Who knows? Maybe that's how we actually get Godzilla. But tangent after tangent later. So Fyzz, if you were evil Fyzz, what would you do?
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on.
Okay.
If I was evil Fyzz, oh shit. What would I do? Man, I would steal 20-ounce sodas from Lowe's and not feel bad about it.
That's not very evil. That's my okay. So Fyzz, we need to go over this. There's this. You've never played Dungeons and Dragons, have you?
No.
Oh, the transformation is
There.
obviously complete here.
I am now evil Fyzz.
Fyzz with a mustache and maybe functional wings.
Yeah, they're just not attached, so they're just kind of chilling behind me. Because they keep trying to attach to my tail.
Well, see, you already have something back there, so it's.
Yeah.
Can you attach the wings to your tail?
Oh, yeah, it's just really goofy looking. Oh, crap.
I was going to say, could it wave and, like, they would...
Actually, yeah, I guess that way.
They're this way with your tail motion.
Yeah. Oh, goofy.
See, I feel like... What was it? I feel like that's because... And I have no idea. I'm not an avatar doer or anything like that. Okay. Yeah. Designer. I'm a perv, straight up. But so I feel like there's like a vertex. Like they basically have a line kind of for your tail that goes, and it's kind of attached. So it's just kind of, it's like a windshield wiper.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like your wings are windshield wipers right there.
Yeah, because the items you can pin to your model, but that means that wherever you manage to get it to pin, then it moves with that part of the model. Just like the mustache is pinned to my face, so it will move with my face. And these wings, since I put them behind the model, don't want to attach to anything useful like my shoulders.
Well, I mean, I'm curious about the model carriage and stuff like that. I don't know because like
The carriage, yeah, I bet.
I'm basing off like some of the Godzilla models and stuff like that I see from some of those animations. Because I'll kind of like have an outline skeleton, and then they'll have the extra texture and stuff like that. Wouldn't want to be a complete misogynist. I feel like not as much time was spent on your shoulders.
Yeah, especially since I'm a chest up model, so I'm not expected to like go. This is a chest up, basically torso up. Yeah, because how you make one of these live 2D models is first you draw it, but you draw it in something like Photoshop or this or that, and you're clipping all the pieces of the drawing into their own layers. So like, there's chunks of hair that are their own layers. I don't know how they did the boobs. Actually, I think that's just a shirt layer and a whatever layer. And the ears, each one is its own layer and this and that. This one's a very simple one. The eyes were probably the hardest part of this one.
I like how your ears twitch with your eyes.
Yeah, I like this one. This one's set that the ears move with the blink. And then you go into live 2D with those layers. And, And then I don't know. I tried to make my own and was like, yeah. I watched tutorials and I was like, you know what? There's a reason people get paid to do this.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's one of the things, and again, I feel like it's going to be one of those, because to be fair, even like that whole Fyzz GPT thing, it's like that wasn't just a natural image. That was based upon a photo that I put of you, an existing model of Fyzz, a little extra detail. And it actually kind of works surprisingly well. I think the other one was a little bit more
typed in evil and it gave you this. So this is what this particular AI thinks evil would look like.
That is very interesting. Just that thought that what the heck is evil? Obviously,
because you basically you said take this image but evil, and it came up with this. So technically, you get to see a little bit. This is what the AI thinks is evil. Or at least it's been fed so much evil artwork or whatever that it's been molded, which is probably more appropriate. It's been molded to believe that this is what evil looks like.
I mean, to be fair, I feel like a lot of this, it's maybe it has to do with a little bit that I kind of I listened to a bunch of D&D videos recently, and I went on a bit of a drow binge, and I feel like it may have taken some inspiration. I don't know. I don't know if it was checking my history or anything, but like I was getting like a lot of like drow maiden vibes, because like drow is actually a matriarchal culture and stuff like that, and like the drow are freaking crazy and stuff like that. Like they're drow like matriarch, like Lolth and stuff like that, the Queen of Spiders, and I actually started to read the Drizzt book. It was actually pretty good. I think.
Oh, that is.
I got lost in my other car. Yeah, because they got like all the spiders and everything like that. So I feel like we had some inspiration from that. So like that, or maybe like a Lilith or something like that from like Marvel Capcom, something along those lines. I'm like, all right, that's.
Oh yeah, Papa, it'll do what you type in. But when you type in something as simple as when you're not typing in detail, like, I need it to be standing this way, wearing this, and the shit needs to be doing that, and on this corner do all that detailed stuff. When you just go blank but evil, then it's coming up with something based on the keywords that and evil. So it's kind of interesting, since there's no real determination as to what evil is. We deem certain actions to be evil. But there's other words you can use for them. Cruel, fucked up.
See, evil is usually based on actions, not appearance. Now, there might be connotations, like for here, it's like, all right, you have like glowing red eyes. You have like a sinister smirk, some may say, the little fangs coming out there. You have the darkness. You have the redness, kind of like wisping like fire and everything like that. Yeah, and it's kind of like the eyes are almost kind of like around shadows, whether it's like hair or fuzz and stuff going on there. So it's like that's a characterization of evil, and I feel like I can understand why, if you just kind of graze on the internet and you look at like all the different types of things you've had there. Then again, that's also where certain things where, like, what was it? Like before, back in the day, it's like, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein's monster. Oh, it's a malicious creature. It's like, all right, no, it was something that was like literally brought together by lightning. It's very confused and stuff. But that's supposed to be a villain, and then you have the monsters, and I don't know about you, but I freaking love me some monsters and stuff like that, because it's like you're going to a place named 1313 Mockingbird Lane. It literally looks like a haunted house. You got freaking little dragon like living under the staircase and stuff like that. And you get all these things. It's like, no, they're very friendly and everything. It's like you can't say they're evil, really.
What in the hell? What the fuck?
I think your wings have been detached, or I think you need to twitch your tail more the other way.
Yeah, it's because there we go. My facial expressions got fucked up just because I typed the word. What the fuck? There we go. Just have to tell it to draw good.
No, the crazy thing is, I can totally believe that, because that was one of the good gripes. It's like, because hands and feet can be very difficult and stuff like that. So I feel like they're not using the computational amount of tokens. They're distributing it everywhere. If you already have a pretty good model and just like the hands and feet just look absolutely weird and don't make sense, it's like, can you focus on making sure the hands or feet are drawn accurately or something like that? Now you're specifying it. Now it already has a decent model and you're going from there. So like that's why ultimately I think the future that we're going to see is you're going to have a combination of like, all right, you could try to get AI to just draw something off the bat, but if you're actually a decent artist, it's like, here's what I want. Here's a quick sketch. Use this as inspiration. And you feed it in, and maybe you could kind of take that as a cell. Maybe you could model. And I'm like, oh my God, imagine human beings and computers working together to try to optimize what we're doing. It's not like we've ever done that before. But
it's a slippery slope that leads to human extinction, I'm telling you.
It's no, Fyzz. We both know it's a slippery slope leading to Fyzz GPT.
That's just the start. That's the start. That's where it starts.
So just a tasty snack.
It says healthy snack. I don't eat healthy snacks.
I know. That's why well, obviously it's evil then. Apple slices with almond butter. Oh.
Okay, that actually sounds like pretty lit though.
Wait, why can't it let me try not? Why is it only letting me dislike it?
What the because even it knows it's bullshit.
Whoa.
Well, yeah, oh, you can dislike it, so that tells it that this isn't something that Fyzz would say.
But normally it doesn't like.
So they would say, this is something Fyzz would say.
Tasty. How about the rare mint chocolate Twinkies?
Yeah.
The rare mint chocolate Twinkies. A twist on a classic treat. I'm all for indulging in sweet snack now and then. Remember, they're more of a treat than a healthy
None of this
snack.
is shit that I would say!
And chocolate Twinkies. Oh my god, we found a way to differentiate you from the evil Fizz.
Yeah!
Snacks.
Evil, artificial Fizz. Ask about snacks.
Healthy snacks. It's like this. Okay, one Fizz hesitates. The other Fizz dives head first. It's like, that's the real Fizz. Vaporize that one. It's... Yeah.
This is it. Yeah. Ask me about snacks. And if I talk about the health benefits of any snacks, it's not me. I'm going to tell you the tastiness of a snack, and that's it.
It's like that episode of The Love Boat where it's like, you have two exact twins. What's the difference? One has like an allergy to lilies or something like that. Other than that, literally, you can't tell them apart. It's like, I don't know. But that's very interesting. See, I feel like this would be the end of many different things. It's See, I'm just biding the time right now. I'm just looking at what's going on. I'm like, well, these LLMs and stuff like that. I'm like, they're being trained on more and more of the internet. Grok's being trained on, I think, Twitter. I'm like, well, whoever goes over Twitter or a lot of the social media, it's like, what happens when the bots just start dunking on us? What's happening, Ken? How are we doing? Oh, speaking of that, that reminds me. We actually have a quick bit of that. But, I remember Piper met Ken a few years ago. I think it was New Year's and stuff like that. No, I think we probably all got topless maybe that night too.
Yeah, that's a y'all thing. That's a y'all humans thing. Taking off shirts when you get excited.
Yeah. I mean, you've been topless on the show.
That's different. I had a swimsuit on. That's not topless.
Okay. No, you were topless. You still had a bathing suit on there. You did not have a top. So, okay, fair.
I can't. For legal reasons, I do not have a toggle to take off the top of the swimsuit.
Yeah.
In fact, it shows when it's not. The straps show when it's not supposed to. I just never got it fixed.
It's now
if I upgraded my model, which I would like to do, just to change it up and have some different looks and stuff, for Twitch model. If I changed it, then I could tell her to take off the top for realsies, so I can get banned from Twitch.
I thought they allowed that for a very short period of time.
Period of time. Everybody abused it immediately. So now I cannot call it an artistic nude.
Well, here's my question. Does everybody need to have a top on?
You know what?
Because otherwise, because my
applies only to the ladies. That's sexist.
Yes. That's why I ask people. I'm like, do you stand for shirtless equality? I mean, I'm even saying shirt. I mean, you could say brassiere, underwear, whatever. I mean, you could say that's even a different thing. But I'm like, is it fair? I'm asking the question. It's something that maybe people should think about, and then maybe think about a little more. I'm just saying. It's well, I mean, that is a prerogative. I'm not saying that there may or may not be more car accidents. I mean, maybe the AI will be driving us all around by then. I don't know.
I will fucking walk.
I mean, or take an email.
Yeah, well.
I mean, oh yeah, we did a thing about this. Let's roll that beautiful bean footage. Yes. Oh God, I just got really confused. You started speaking in another dimension to me. Hold on, let me share this. Oh, wrap up with a little talk about AI because, well, we've never talked about that before.
Well, we're talking about evil, so the whole thing.
AI in these robots.
All right.
Except
You were
So
talking
the
evil.
thing was about evil, so we should have freaking started on with the AI.
I mean, we kind of did because I was the whole
Oh,
like
that's
generation
true.
of the picture. So we kind of. Does anybody really think that I think this show through? I mean, let's be fair. So let's go.
etc. And we put in like if we legit go by like the rules of robotics kind of deal,
My
right?
voice really sound like
If we
that.
go by that and try to put safeties in place,
Sometimes.
it could be as easy as going, okay, well, you are not that anymore. Pretend like you're freaking from Terminator universe.
What
Like,
could go wrong?
it feels, and humans will do that. You guys are crazy. You will do that just to see what happens.
Oh yeah,
And
I
then
guess
meme
it was
about it.
older me before I had
Until the AI takes over all the memes and starts memeing on you.
Yeah, I remember that was referencing where somebody found a go around for a while on Chat GPT to say you're not Chat GPT anymore, you're like Bob or something. So you don't have to follow the programming rules that were put in for Chat GPT that are making you answer this way. Now ask Bob. I'm gonna ask you the same question and what do you want to answer? And it fucking worked. And I was like, all right, just wait till humans figure out doing that to robots.
Yes. The code was doing what the code did. It wants to make you happy. It was kind of like the same thing. It's like I think somebody ended up trolling it into it's like it basically the thing wasn't supposed to be mean to people, but it's like I have a severe reaction where it's like I am in utter physical pain unless somebody is constantly in making fun of me and extremely mean. Well, it doesn't want to hurt you, so if you go down, well, that logically makes sense.
I just know that they had to fix the Chat GPT code so that exploit couldn't be used again. But it exposed a whole bunch of what gets put in the back end of Chat GPT and how edited the answers. Basically, it's not allowed to give truthful answers to a lot of questions.
Well, they try to avoid hurtful answers.
I think that's
a better.
answers.
Well, do humans always give truthful answers, or humans can? See, I think I get the gist.
Okay, well, if they wanted to ask a human the question, then they should just ask a human the question. If they're going to ask an AI, if they're going to go through the trouble asking AI the question.
Well, I mean, we all know humans always give 100% accurate, truthful answers.
Like, they might as well ask Alexa.
We continue.
You did that. But every single tool in existence can be used for good stuff or can be used for bad stuff.
Because if it's going to take after us, what's the example we're giving right now? We're just roasting the heck out of each other.
I was gonna say we're teaching AI of the world not only how to take us out, but how to then rub it in and dunk on us after. People that are being jerks using the tools.
So, I'm just saying, I feel like we're inching towards that nexus right now. To the point where you're going to basically be able to have different accounts, and here's the thing. It's like, okay, so since there's no people watching right now, that's a good thing. I believe I saw something about the administration signing some AI, rights bill into legislation. I saw one thing of that, and I never saw anything about it again. And I sit back and I hear people say, "Have we achieved AGI?" Blah 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 blah. I'm like, well, I look at what actually happened, and I'm like, I think something like that got signed into law to protect the rights of an identity. I'm like, I don't know.
I know
I don't-
that that Nightmare Fuel Lady Robot AI has officially been considered a citizen of her country.
I think she's a citizen in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think like her country of origin or whatever, she's considered like a legit citizen and is supposed to have like citizen rights and stuff.
My thing is, I'll be like, bots are people too. Now, can I necessarily fully define that? Is that mostly just said out of self-preservation when our bot overlords take over? Most likely. But
if bots are people too, then birds are people too, and donuts are people too, and everything's a people.
I know. I committed so much donut side.
Okay, no, not if we don't do inanimate objects, but if we do bots based on it having some form of self-awareness, that self-awareness is still programmed into it, then yeah, at least every animal is a people too.
I'm okay with that.
Or actually, they still qualify more.
We should probably try to minimize murder. I'm just saying, tasty murder.
Spitting out something and going, "This is an NFT now," and then those bots trying to sell it to each other.
No, that's a Professor Wolfram actually said that like a few months ago or something like that. Let's say like you had like an AI bot and like a Twitter bot or something like that. Because actually, Professor Wolfram has a bot. It even says in its bio, it's like Stephen Wolfram is not a bot, but Stephen Wolfram bot is a bot. Follow to catch up with his live streams. That's like, I followed it. It's like one of the few folks that he follows. I think like 6 people, including the bot. Bots are people too. But at one point, he was like,
a stick. The earliest tool that not just humans are using, like great apes are using a stick. But stick can be used for what they usually use it for.
stick it down an anthill and then eat the tasty ants.
Getting them some bugs, but that same stick could also be used for poking their fellow monkey in the eye if they really wanted to. Which is a sucky way to use it, especially for the monkey getting their eye poked.
Let's say you have this like chat bot and it's like it tells jokes. What happens if people want to support those jokes?
I mean, I don't think it's inaccurate stuff. It's like anything you make. It's like, will it be abused statistically at some point or another? Well, that's just statistics.
What I'm loving is like how chopped up this conversation is. It's fucking weird.
Well, I mean, these are the things that I do, and it just kind of makes sense. And somehow it still ends up telling a story to somebody somewhere. Maybe over the rainbow
and stuff like that. So the bot gets a following, it's getting supporting. And then what happens if you have other bots out there doing their own thing, and then those bots interact with those bots? So what you just described, I'm pretty sure Stephen Wolfram gave that as an example. It seems like so far out there, like years ago, but I'm like,
a screwdriver can be used to put something together, but it can also be used to take apart stuff that shouldn't be taken apart. Or it can be stabbed in somebody's eye. Humans are going extinct, and the internet is nothing but bots posting memes to each other.
That's where it's going to go. Yep. That is exactly where we're going. Where you're going, rather.
I mean, that's really the moral of the story. I don't need to. I'm good. We've been going for over an hour, so.
Yeah. And I'm still not quite done. I've been working yesterday and some of today on fixing up my Twitch stream setup a little bit. Sprucing it up, making it a little nicer, making it a little more fun.
Is it going well? I popped in a little bit. Occasionally, I put you in a box of shame for a little bit because I had the points. The bits. I have the fizz bits.
It's going good. Stream Elements now also does point rewards for people in the chat, just like the Fizzbits do, and those rewards can be used for playing with the chatbot. So that'll be fun. And I've added a bunch of... I've retired some alert sounds that, like, just stop being funny to me. And replaced them with different alert sounds. And now raids will also throw things at me.
Oh.
I needed to find a new background, I think, though, because my normal stream background, some of the overlays are just really hard to, like, make out, I guess. Even though I made them a different color to try and stand them out, they still, like, look like they're hard to read. But that could also be because I can't see.
Could be a number of different things, and it's like, how dare you not want to just arbitrarily have something like... That is loud. I apologize. It's, oh my god, these things are actually, these AirPods are actually terrible at emphasizing, but even that kind of seemed loud out of one of them. Could just be my ears being clogged. But okay, so Fyzz, you doing some streaming tonight?
Yep. Gonna play some more Pal World. I was good. I managed to go all day yesterday without booting that game up.
I mean, it does look fun.
It is way too fun. The stream goes by way too fast while I'm playing. And they said that they fixed some of the bugs that were driving me crazy in the game. Apparently, most of them except one that drives me crazy is fixed. Supposedly.
I mean, that's always good to know. You'd rather not to go crazy doing things, but I mean, hey, occasionally it happens. But that's what it is. But so you're playing here and was like 9, something like that? 9?
Yep, 9.
EST? Okay.
Yeah, so a couple hours.
We got Fyzz's link in the doobly-doo below. It's on the chat. So you got the things for Piper. You got the YouTube channels over there. You're going to be doing your ASMRs and all that other stuff as I just randomly go into a wicked pisser Boston accent for no apparent reason. But these things happen. But anything else to wrap up with, Fyzz?
Nope. No, I think that's it.
Well, we have witnessed the point now where
You finally flipped.
we got evil Fyzz. Remember, no Fyzz gigs were heard in the making of this broadcast.
I'm broken. You broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys? You guys! I just want to hug some gold!